I'm recording. Welcome, welcome. All right, so you guys are sitting, which is great. Excuse me. Frog in my throat this morning. It's very warm, so make sure you have water. And it is very, I'm so hot already. So let's just start with a little bit of breathing, right? Yes, go and get some water, Sonia. We're going to start by just putting the fingertips either side of your nostrils. So this is not to squeeze the nostrils, this is to gently feel the nostrils, and you're going to breathe in through your nose, and you're going to notice your nostrils flaring gently into your fingertips. I'm going to repeat that because I know, and sorry, I'm going to close my window because it's noisy. So we're doing fingertips on the nostrils. And we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And you're noticing that your nostrils will gently like flare into your fingertips and out. I was completely shocked the first time I did this because I didn't think my nostrils moved at all, but they do, even very subtly. Now, can you notice when you do that, if you put a hand sort of more towards the diaphragm, could be on the side, play with where you put your hand, lower ribs, front there in the diaphragm. If you notice when you breathe in through your nose with this very definite kind of feeling of opening the nostrils into the fingertips, does your diaphragm automatically expand down there in the lower ribs? Mine certainly does. Good, and then relax, and then keep the hand where it is on the diaphragm and breathe through your mouth. You might want to put the hand on the lower ribs. Good. Do you notice any difference? Good. Go back to the nose. Same. I definitely notice more expansion in my diaphragm when I breathe through my nose, because the nose is obviously intimately connected with, it is your breathing organ with your diaphragm. And we're really using that diaphragmatic muscle rather than using all of these kind of muscles that we should only really use when we're really actually trying to suck in the air. So let's see if we can bring our nervous systems into that more quiet, focused, calm, healing phase where we feel safe. So a couple more. Letting that breath really drop down right into the belly. And you'll notice your belly and your pelvic floor also expand and then contract gently. Good. Very nice. Now we do one more kind of more mindfulness exercise, which I've learnt this one this week as well, which is really great. So we're going to put the hands on the head, either side. So even this position is very kind of calming position. It infuses into the ventral vagal nerve, which again is linked to calming the nervous system. And you're going to gently imagine, I'm going to get my glass of water, and imagine you've got little pebbles in the bottom of your glass of water, right? So you can take your hands away whilst I go on about this. So if you tip the glass of water, all the little pebbles are going to tip forwards, and then if you tip the glass of water back, they're going to tip backwards. And same to the side. And it could be crystals, it could be little gold pellets, whatever you want to imagine. So your head is the glass of water, or you might want to imagine it more like a fish bowl, right? So you're going to take your fish bowl filled with water, and you're going to gently tip it forwards. And imagine, you might want to close your eyes. Imagine those pebbles gently just rolling forwards towards the front of your skull, and then tip it backwards. And you'll try not to spill the water, so there's no jerky movements. You're trying to make this as smooth as you can. You're gently tipping the pebbles towards the back of the skull. And then coming back into the center. Good. And you can make this as slow as you like. And then you're going to tip to one side, letting those pebbles fall towards one ear. And then let them fall back again. Yeah, good. If the arms get too tired, you can imagine them there, and you can do exactly the same. Imagining just tipping that glass and then tipping the pebbles back into the center. Now you're going to do the same thing, no arms, circle it around, nice and slow. So forwards, kind of swirling, it's a swirling action of the pebbles in the glass or in the fishbowl, all the way around. So you're really inside that fishbowl. And when you get back through the center, slowly swirl them around in the opposite direction. Good. Very nice. And then bring your head back into the center. Good. This is also a very good exercise for bringing you in to your body. Yeah. Okay, let's stand. We'll do a little bit more dynamic stuff, but see if you can keep that feeling of really good, high quality presence inside your body as you do all of this. And anything that comes to the surface, just start to let it float back out again and keep bringing your attention back into the body. So we're just rocking first. Good. And then you're going to take your arms in front of you and you're going to twist, twist and twist and twist, allowing that body nice. And again, we're moving through the lower ribs, that thoracic spine, getting good rotation. Let your head follow. Good. And then you're going to let the arms just float around, swing them around, swing and swing and swing. Nice and easy. Good. Lots of air underneath the armpits there. Good. And then just bring it back towards the center. Take the hands, clasp them, and then you're going to lunge and just press away. And bring back to the center. Lunge to the other side, press the hands away. And center. And press. Now, as you do this, can you really feel those feet pressing into the ground underneath you? And center. You're going to press away. Now, rotate sideways on. So you're in a side stretch, big yawny side stretch. Good. Come back into the center. The hands are going over your head. Bend the knee and go to the other side. Take a big yawny side stretch. And center. Bend the elbows. And then lunge. Yawn out to the side. And center. And lunge. And press. Center. And now just let the hands do little circles above your forehead. Little halo circles. And the other way. Good, 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 good. And 10. Then stick your hands behind your head. Bend the knees a little bit. And just curl your head down towards your chest. So we're not yanking your head. We're letting it just fall. A little bit of pressure with the hands. And then open out in the other direction. Allow your chest to really open and lift. And then bring the elbows in. Curve the upper back. Let your head fall. Deep breath. And then pushing your head back into your hands. Opening the chest. Lifting and stretching open. Good, nice. Now bring your hands forwards in front of you. It's a little bit like, I'm going to go sideways just to show you, easier to have a look. Press as though you're pointing a gun through your fingertips. Open out that space between the shoulder blades. Reach, reach, reach. Deep breath. And then bring your hands behind you. Roll your shoulders backwards. Lift your hands into the air and spread out the collarbones. And we'll do this one more time. Press. Reach, open, and bring the hands behind, roll the shoulders back, smile and open that chest, and release it down. Good, good, good. Okay, let's do a few squats, just for leg strength, grounding through the legs. So if you've got weights, grab weights. If not, I'm going to open my window, it's so hot in here. Oh, let me know if it gets too noisy. I'm hoping it won't. So grab your weights if you've got weights. Take a really good firm position underneath your hip bones or slightly wider. Watch out for the kneecaps. So you're just making sure that the kneecaps don't start rolling inwards. Kneecaps pointing between the big toe and the second toe. And then just lower yourself so that you're going to sit on a nice low stool. So you might want to reach the arms and then bend them in and reach and bend them in. If this feels too much for the arms, then of course you can do like mini triceps. Yeah, you can also do that version. See where you want to work the arms. So you can go forwards, and mine feel really heavy, so this one's really hard. And in, and then you might want to alternate tricep and stretch, and tricep and stretch, and reach, and in, and reach. Now really be aware of lifting through your centers. So zipping up internally from the pelvic floor up to your belly button. Good, and stretch. 2 more sets. Reach, sitting back, and bend, and reach, and bend the elbows, and stretch, and bend the elbows. Good, and stretch. Excellent. Take the legs open nice and wide. Either you can stick with the weights or lose the weights. Let's go for a few squats in second position. So let's go arms out, arms open, arms forwards, and bend them in. Whew. Arms forwards, arms open, good. Arms forwards, and in. Keep going. Open. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew with these weights. And in. And reach. Open. Forwards. In. Last couple. And reach. And open. Long spines. Connect your legs down into the ground underneath you. Feel the surfaces of your feet pressing into the ground. And stretch. Good. Stick the weights down. Let's come to the back of your mat. We'll take a roll down or two. Plant the feet underneath the hip bones. Take a moment just to center the spine, to really feel where your weight is through your feet. So just notice by doing a little rock forwards, perhaps, a little rock backwards. And then just bring yourself somewhere in the center. Notice your connection with the feet into the ground and how that pressing into the ground gives you a sense of lift through your spine. So it's always in 2 directions. We're never collapsing into the ground and we're never kind of going up there. Yeah, we want that balance of both, yin and yang, right? Balance. Slowly, let's roll through the spine. So even though you're going down to the ground, you're also going up. You're going up through your spine as you roll forwards. And as you get down there, just hang over the feet. Let the shoulders shake out. Really let them shake. Not forcefully. It's not about force. Really just letting them go. Letting tension release. Let your head hang. I find I really struggle with letting my head hang. So really, I have to really think about, okay, now it's hanging. And then do a little right and left, right and left. Maybe a little noddy dog. Yeah, good. Take a deep breath. And then start to roll up. And can you, as you roll up, feel the force of your feet going into the ground, a meter below you. And also the lift that it gives you as you come up through the spine. Good. Center yourself again. Let's go down one more time. Nice and slow. Taking the time to really embody your spine, really be in it. And this time you might want to add some little sways. So we'll clasp the elbows, let the head really hang. I'm saying that to myself. And then you're going to sway to one side. Sway to the other side. So you're opening out the kidney area. And sway. Last couple. Good. Let yourself drop over those legs. Take a breath and really let yourself drop. And then when you're ready and you feel like you have given enough weight and release, then you're going to walk your fingertips forwards along your mat into a downward dog. When you get there, let's just take a few walks slowly whilst I move the camera around. Oh, I don't know what happened again. There we go. Lovely, long spines, and really feel the hands. Feel your fingertips, drop your shoulders away from your ears, so you're really wrapping the shoulders around. Good, and then rise up onto both toes. That's it, good. Now sink the heels down towards the ground. Don't worry if your legs aren't straight or your heels are not down. Breathing in, rising. Breathing out, sinking heavily into the ground. Breathing and rising. Really pull up the fronts of your legs. Yes. And one more time, rise. And then bend the knees, come down onto all fours. Pop the hands underneath the shoulders. I'm just going to whip my top off because I realize you can't see very much. And it's astonishingly hot. Okay, let's do little circles. Let's get the pelvis really moving beautifully around. And if there are any little bits you feel like, oh, they're a bit sticky today, just let yourself gently move through them with compassion. You're being really kind to your body and the other way. Never judging it. I mean, look what it does for you. And then bring your pelvis to somewhere in the middle, and let's do the ribs. And again, don't worry about what this looks like. You might want to really tap into your fluid nature, your jelly-like fluid nature. This, try to, let the head go. And really move through the mid-spine, as though you're a sea creature, taken by the current. Yes, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. Sea creatures don't care. And then from there, just take it into your more regular Pilates catch movement, round your spine, and then reverse it. Lifting the chest, lifting your eyes, opening your face, opening the collarbones, and rounding through the spine, wave-like. Breathing in and reversing. Lifting and opening. Notice your connection with your fingers and the ground. So as you round your spine, can you, with all 5 fingers on each hand, press gently into the ground and then reverse it. And then notice the heel of your hand pushing into the ground as you reverse it. One more time. And press with the fingertips. And it gives you a little bit of, again, it's a bit like the feet pressing into the ground. It gives you a sense of there being lift through the spine. So you're getting your energy and your support from the ground. Good. Now, come more into a flat back. Let's bend the right elbow and look up and around towards the left shoulder. And center. Bend the left elbow and look up and around to the right shoulder. And center. Go again, right elbow bending, rotate, looking up and around, and center, and left elbow looking up and around, and center. Good. Let's walk the hands slightly further forwards, rock the hips backwards, bend the elbows, squeeze the elbows together, and let's start to travel forwards past your fingertips. Now, because I was just talking about the hands and their connection, can you do the same thing? Can you really focus on, so you bend your elbows, squeeze the elbows inwards. I know you guys all know what you're doing. As you go forwards, can you put all your attention on the tips of your fingers like a gecko would, really on the tips of the fingers, and press. Good. So you're putting your attention on the periphery of your body. Bend the elbows, wrap the elbows inwards, opening the chest as we come forwards right over the fingertips. Beautiful. Let's do like 3 more of these. Good. Use your body weight. So you're using your body weight to load your arms, strengthen the bones, strengthen the muscles. Lovely. Last couple. And if the feet come off, well, it's fine. And 1 more. Good, how are we doing? Good. And forwards. And press. Delicious. Bring your knees open a little bit wider than your hips. And then just take some big, juicy hip circles. It's my favorite. Big, glorious hip circles. Lots of space inside your hip joints. And the other way. And don't be scared to go slower. I know I'm going quite fast, but you can take it more slowly if you need to. If you've got any niggles in the hips and you want to just work through them very slowly, then please do. Good. Your body is generally very good at telling you what it needs if you listen. Okay, last one. Bring it back into the center. Okay, let's do, we're going to do some lunges because I don't think we've done these for a while actually. So you're going to take 1 foot forwards, and very aware I'm wearing shorts today suddenly. You're going to take a nice big lunge forwards, just open out that long side, really lift through that side, and then use your elbow to nudge your supporting knee outwards slightly. And then can you just draw the hips backwards? Nice and slow, and feel that lovely stretch going through the back of your leg. And again, coming forwards, nice and gentle. And you use your arms to really support you. Use your shoulders to support you. And then rocking slowly back. Good, good, good. And then bring your body weight forwards halfway. Plant your foot down. And you can even put your hand onto your foot for a moment. And feel how it's weighted into the ground. Tuck your back toes underneath. Stretch your back leg out. So you might not, I'm in a really long lunge. I'm going to hop my foot forward slightly. So I'm in a less long lunge. Less long lunge. Oh my God, that's a new tongue twister. So you're going to bring the knee right over the big toe, second toe. Hover the arms. Feel that connection as though your hand was still pressing down on that foot. Now you're coming up into your lunge and you're going to sweep the arms up and over your head. And then bring them back down. Tap the floor, or you might want to press into the foot. And then bring them back up again. That's very good. Might move back a little bit. You can see me a bit more. Yeah, a little bit. And down. Good. Now you're really strengthening those legs, but you're also working on connecting those sitting bones underneath you. So you're feeling that internal connection. We're not falling into this position. We're feeling really supported. Last 1 or 2. So on this last one, as you go back up, can you tap your fingertips together? So pretend I'm in a lunge. You're tapping the fingers and you're going to look up at your fingers. Test your balance a wee bit, and then you're going to bring the hands back down to the ground, plant them down, take a plank position. Either you're going to breathe here for 5, or you're going to do press-ups, slow press-ups for 5, and you might want to do your press-ups in a half plank, nice and slow, yeah, or in a full plank, or you may want to hold it. And if you have wrist issues and you're holding, you might want to go into an elbow plank. Yeah, you have a lot of options here. When you have done your last push-up or your last breath, release your knees and bring the opposite knee forward, like that. Okay, so let's take a lunge. This is your breathing bit. So you've just done the hard work. So now you get to breathe. That's why I do this bit. You get to stop and just check in again. See, I'm very generous. You're going to press that knee open gently as you lunge. Don't worry what you look like, yes? If you have a little voice in your head going, oh God, I'm nowhere near kind of there, splits, it's really only about you improving little by little by little. Keep lengthening out the back leg and then go forwards again. Good. And coming back. So there's never any competition in this class. There shouldn't be in any class. Last one. Come forwards. Tuck the back toes underneath you. Stretch the back leg away. So I'm in my lunge is much too big. I'm going to hop the back foot in a little bit. Now, hand on the foot if you can. Plant with your hand your big toe, your little toe in the center of your heel. So you've got a tripod going on here. Press through that foot. Notice the knee is over the second toe. Bring it forwards over the second toe. And now really stand through that leg. Really trust that leg to support you as you come up. And reach the arms over your head to the ceiling. Yes, and then slowly back down. So you might need to modify your position. If you feel like wobbling around a bit, I'm going to show a little bit direct to the camera. So if you're there, and just avoid the back hip twisting. You want to really pivot both hip bones, so your back hip towards the front. Yeah, so you can even have a moment of checking out what's going on with that back hip. And just use your hand to pivot, guide it forwards as you do this. You're not opening. Yeah, 2 hips forwards. Good, last one. So this time, as you go up, I'm going to go down so you can see me again. You're going to take your hands over your head, tap the fingertips, take a little look up because you change your eyesight. That really puts your balance under challenge. And then release. And that was my plant, I thought it was a fly. And put your hands down either side. Let's go for plank or elbow plank and hold, or press ups for 5 but really slow. So if you're going to go for the long one, really controlled, or half one. But notice that my body's really staying in one piece, so you're not leaving your bottom behind. Really make sure your pelvis and your whole body is one long line, so you're actually loading your upper body. Very good, last one. And stretch, release your knees and sit yourself into a child pose. Now in your child pose, stay there for a moment. I'm going to talk you through it. For the purposes of me looking at the camera, I'm going to turn my head, but you guys can have your foreheads on the floor and just listen. Take your hands and just place them at the back of your spine. Back of your spine. Well, yes, it is the back of your spine. Heels of the hands in that kind of hollow at the back there where the kidneys are. Wrap the fingertips towards each other. So you've got the whole of that area covered. And then you're going to breathe into it through your nose. And can you notice, actually, there's quite a lot of movement in that space when you breathe. And we really want to encourage the lower breathing muscles to expand. So we're taking air into the base of the lungs. Can you notice also how it makes the pelvic floor and the belly expand into your thighs and into your heels? Couple more of these. You might want to play with feeling the ribs, either floating ribs right at the base of the rib cage. Noticing how they do actually move out and in, even if just a little bit. Good. Okay, slowly, slowly bring yourself up. Have a little sip of water if you need to. Yeah, it's really good to make sure we're hydrating on a day like this, right? And then we're going to go onto our backs. So let's meet on our backs. If you have a little ball, use a little ball. If you don't, maybe a cushion. You might want to use a cushion between your thighs just to give you a little bit more inner thigh activation. If not, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to use the ball. Have a look. If you're not used to being aware of where you put your feet when you're lying in a supine, supine position, half supine position, then just have a look. If you're sitting, just double check that the heels are about in line with the sitting bones. And then when you lie down, they're just not too far away. They're not too close to your bottom, and also not too far away. Yes, have a little play with that. Okay, from here, hands on the belly. And you're just going to allow your lower back to rock to the mat and release away. So you're creating a little bit of arch and then a little bit of compression, but it's not forceful. And I think that really is the key. We're not forcing anything. We're trying to keep the hips really relaxed and easy and see if you can access those deeper pelvic muscles. So what you call your core muscles, the pelvic floor, the transversus abdominis, those deep pelvic muscles, the deeper abdominals. So can you scoop upwards through the pelvic floor and allow that action to tilt your pelvis, and then release and then relax your pelvic floor. Yeah, which I think for many people is a new concept of, yes, we can also relax it. And it's more efficient if you are able to relax and contract a muscle so it's not constantly contracted. We don't want that. We don't want concrete pelvic floors. We want supple, muscular pelvic floors. So pelvic floor drawing up as you rock your lower back into the mat. And as you rock your lower back away, can you let it totally release? As you breathe in, which is very natural, as you breathe in, your pelvic floor expands. If your diaphragm is working properly. And breathing out, it naturally contracts. That's like the wave motion, yeah? So can we take this and just take it into the bridges? So you're going to gently squeeze a ball if you've got a ball between the knees. Pelvic floor rolling up through the spine to about shoulder blade height. And then you're going to take the fingertips on the pubic bone, and can you squeeze that pubic bone? It's like tilting your pelvis a little bit. So we're activating the glutes a little bit more, yeah? And we're opening the fronts of the thighs a bit more as well. So you're feeling length through the fronts of the thighs. You're going to extend your arms over your head. Take a nice deep breath. And imagine you're an ice cream just melting on a hot day. Melt your face, melt your throat, melt your chest, melt your spine down. Right to your tailbone. Glide the arms forwards and just feel everything's nice and easy. We don't need, in that mid position in neutral, we don't need to be doing anything. So you're relaxed. And then can you activate pelvic floor rolling up, glutes switching on, inner thighs squeezing that ball, little bit of abs, arms floating over, deep breath. And after a while, when you keep telling yourself, keep sending the message to those bits of the body, they start to do it automatically and you don't have to tell them anymore, which is great, much less work. And rolling up. Are you breathing? Breathing in, let the arms float over. They may not make it to the floor. Yes, they may be hovering. That's absolutely fine. And you don't want to force them to the floor either. Squeeze, rolling up, squeeze the ball. And let's keep the arms out of it this time. Hands on the hip bones. Down and up with the pelvis for 10. So you're dropping, relaxing, squeezing and lifting. Drop, relax, squeeze and lift. And if you're not sure, get your fingers into the glutes. Here, look at them relax, or feel them relax and feel them switch on. And we're also squeezing that ball 4. and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. This one never fails. 9, and 10. Squeeze the ball for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or if you haven't got a ball, squeeze an imaginary ball. 10 more. You can really picture it in your mind, little squishy ball. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. Roll back down through your spine. Take the little ball to one side. Let's just do a couple of, just let the knees fall to one side and center. I mean, falling with grace. Yeah, not just falling kaplonk. Fall with grace and center. One more to each side. And center. And falling with grace. And center, good. Okay, let's go back into the bridge. So can you imagine you have the ball between the knees? So watch that the knees don't pop out as you go up. Yes, that might mean you've got a bit of tightness in the outsides of the hips. So see if you can keep those knees parallel. Roll yourself up. Let's go for either one knee in the air or just the heel. Yes, one or the other. The heel is obviously lower load. So you choose. I'm going to go for one leg in the air. We're going down with the bottom, up with the bottom. Try, if you put your hands on your hip bones, you can feel, and you can even look down and just double check that the hips are staying level. And 4, and 5, and nice and controlled. 6, looking good. 7, are you breathing? 8, 9, 10. Extend the leg. Now let's add on if you can. Flex the foot, elongate your leg forwards and up, and forwards and up, and 3. We're just going to do 6. If you want to continue, go for it. And up, and 5, and up, and 6, and up. Stretch the arms, stretch your toes to the ceiling. Don't let that bottom drop. Keep squeezing it up. And release it down. Inhale, arms floating. Exhale, roll down. Take a little breather. Good. You should feel like you've activated that supporting side much more than the other side, okay? Roll yourself back up again. Let's reset. Find your position. So either just the heel in the air or whole leg in the air. Tabletop position, hips staying really level. Down and up with the pelvis. Now on this side, can you also, I'm back on the squeaky floorboard. It's not me, promise. 4, it should be me after all that ballet, but it's not. 6, can you just check that your chest is not getting too involved? See if you can make sure there's less tension going on in the chest. Really let it soften down. And you're still working, oh, that glute, you're still working it. And 9. And 10, extend your leg to the ceiling. Yes, flex the foot, reach it forwards, long and up. 1 and 2, yes, 3 and down. 4, you can flex as you go down and point as you go up. If that's too much coordination, don't worry about it. And 6, beautiful, stretch the leg, reach, 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 stretch the arms. Release your foot down, take a deep breath, stretch the arms over your head, double check the knees haven't popped out, keep them in, and then rolling, melting yourself, melt like an ice cream, down to the ground. Hug the knees in one at a time, and just let the knees open and circle around a few times. Yeah, let those hips go to jelly. Good. Pop the feet down, let everything stretch out for a moment. And just, can you just let yourself sink into the floor? Good. So we're getting the idea that we can activate our muscles and work, and we can also relax. We need both, right? And sometimes it's way harder to relax than it is to put in some effort. Okay, let's do a little bit of pelvic floor and core muscles. Ball roller underneath the lower back, if you've got anything like that. Get it under there. It's just going to challenge you a wee bit more. And if you're newer, then you can also just keep it flat on the floor. Or you don't have any equipment, doesn't matter. Take those legs into the air. So you'll see it's a little bit more wobbly on the ball. Yeah. Tapping. So activating the core, activating the pelvic floor, the deeper abdominals, simply just to keep us more stable, right? To keep your back more stable, your pelvis more stable. And so giving you more freedom in your hip joints. They don't have to grip to stay stable. Let's do it with the knees pointing open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend the leg away, and 2, and 3, and 4, reaching 5. Long legs. 7, 8, 9, supermodel legs. 1, 2, bicycles. 4, 5, good, beautiful. 7, nice long legs. 8, really unfold your legs. 9, 10, reversing it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring the knees in. If you're on a ball, I would suggest you do a little lovely hip stretch here. So you just bring one leg down to the floor, and the ball will just give you more of that opening through the front of the hip. And if not, you just hug a knee in. And change the legs over. Hug the other knee in. If you have any dodgy knee issues and you don't like pressing on the knee directly, then just bring your hands around the back of the knee. Yeah? Oh, that's weird. My door just opened by itself. and release it. Okay, put your feet down, take the ball away. Let's just go to a T shape. Things are moving around by themselves today. T shape, feet and knees together. Just take one with your feet on the floor. So knees rolling over. And really control from your center. This is more controlled, this one. Knees rolling over, feet and knees absolutely glued together, especially if you have any lower back sacral issues. Coming back. Now, you can either stick with that, or you can take your knees into the air, squeeze your knees together, squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your butt cheeks together, and rolling slowly over this way. From your center, controlling it. As in thinking about bringing your legs back from below your belly button. Over you go, nice and slow. Let your head roll in the opposite direction. Oh, I got a good click. And center. You can always add as well, so you can go over, extend your top leg out, keep the knees together. Bend the knee back in. And center. Over you go. Keep the knees together. Extend, bend it in, and center. You can always go for 2 legs as well. So you're going over, really activate your core here as you extend the legs, bend the knees, center, and over. Extend the legs away, reach, bend the knees, and center. Let's do one more for luck. Don't do what I'm doing and have your arms really high up. I have very loose shoulders, but if you know you get tight in your shoulders, keep the arms a little below the height of your shoulders. Yeah, and that will just make sure you're not straining up there around your neck. Yeah. Try and be a good example. And center, last one if you haven't already. And then let's keep the knees into the air. I'm just going to shut the door because it's a little bit... Anyway, right, so keep the knees in, open the knees, so you're in a froggy position. Take your hands, clasp them, put them behind your head, so you're going to do a curl forwards to your knees, pull your belly button into your spine. Now let your head go down and stretch your legs away. That's 1. Bend the knees in, curl, stretch your legs away, that's 2. Bend the knees in and curl. And stretch away, 3. Bend and curl. So you're really drawing your belly button to your spine. 4. Now, be careful
If you know you suffer with lower backy things, keep the legs nice and high when you extend them out, yes? Or don't make it a full extension. Good. So you could go to there even, yeah? Just as long as you're feeling some challenge to your center, that you're having to resist that happening, that arching. Oh my God, and coming in. Good, last two. And curl and reach, belly button to spine. And if you want a challenge, of course, you can go really low. And bring it in, good. Okay, pop the feet onto the floor for just one moment. Give your hips a little wriggle or hug them, whatever you need. We're gonna do some twisties, yes? So knees in the air, twisting to one knee, elbow to knee, extend the leg away. And twist. And twist. Beautiful. 4, good. 5, 6, 7, good. Kicking ass. 8, 9, 10, faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring it in. Don't relax yet. Not for one moment. Ankles crossing. Hands on the lower belly, little lift the butt. 4, try not to swing the legs over, try and just do little tailbone curls off the mat. Cross the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you might not even get off the floor, yeah, don't worry, as long as you're doing the action. Okay, hug the knees, relax the knees. Let's do a hamstring stretch, huh? So pop your hands behind your thigh. You could extend the other leg out. Try and keep some dignity here. Okay. And then unfold your leg towards the ceiling. So it might not get straight. Don't worry whether it gets straight or not, as long as you're getting a stretch. Reaching through the leg. Good. Take a moment to breathe. Try to breathe through the nose. Because we know that breathing through the nose opens out the airways. It's a natural way of dilating all those airways. And it also moisturizes the air, filters out all those pollen particles and pollution and all that kind of thing. Good. Circle the ankle around a few times. And the other way. Good. Now bend the knee. Grab your cuff and then nod your head forwards towards your knee. And then you're going to unfold your leg as much as you can with your head off. Good. So when it gets to shaky, shaky, leave it there and just start to roll your upper body down. Can you take that leg with you? If it's too much, soften it a little, bend it a little bit more. See if you can hold it there. Now, can you flex your foot? And can you spread out your foot as though you're wearing snowshoes? For weeks now, I've been saying, what's the name of the Eskimo shoes that they wear, the really massive ones? And someone pointed out to me the other day, aren't they just called snowshoes? I was like, it can't be that easy. But yes, apparently so. Spread out the toes, spread out the sole of your foot into your snowshoe-sized feet. Good. And reach through your heel bone. Take a breath. Let it go. And a nice big sigh. And release. Switch the legs. Hug the back of that thigh. Unfold the legs slowly. You could do this with a band if you have a band, of course, and you prefer it without, it's less work for the arms. Reach through the heels, spread out the foot. And then bend the knee a bit, curl to the knee, grab the belly of the calf. Sounds very biblical, doesn't it? Grab the belly of the calf. And then you're going to unfold the leg. Good. And then just roll yourself back down. If it's doing a little shaky dance, and just soften into that even more. If it feels like it's too much and you can't bear it, just soften the knee a little bit. And then reach into your snowshoe-sized feet. Spreading out those feet. Spread out so try and create spaces between your toes. Get those toes really active. And then reach the heel even more. Good. And release it. Take yourself into that long position again. And then just let your right arm and your left leg stretch away. And your left arm and your right leg. Both arms, both legs. Reach. And release, lovely. Knees together, legs together. Arms reaching. Deep breath. You're going to roll up all the way. Breathing out. Up to your toes. And lift tall. Now let's go down and up a couple more times, yeah? Rolling, scooping through the abdominals. Control your way down. If you find this really tricky, so a good trick that some of my clients actually taught me, I think, when they couldn't do it. I don't know who discovered that. Sonia, it was definitely in your group. Is to tap the sides of the thighs. I think this helps just to activate your inner thighs, that inner line, to get you up and over. It's a nice one. And go one more time. If you want to make it harder on yourself, you could do it with your hands behind your head, which is more loaded, more control needed. You can't use your arms to swing yourself up. Yes. And lifting tall. Good. Yes, very well done. Good, 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 good. All right. We're going to go, Paula, how is side lying now? Is it okay?
Sorry, what'd you ask me?
Is the elbow planks, are you able to do them now?
The neck.
Neck, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to leave it this week. We're going to do something else quickly. Okay. Let's do side lying still. I'm going to like this more, it's more relaxing. You might want to put your head on a cushion or on a block or something, but if not, on the floor is absolutely fine too. Pop the head down, take both arms forwards, and then you're going to extend through your top arm. So I'm going to have them in the air just so you can see, but imagine my arms are on the floor resting. You're going to extend your top arm out on the floor, allow your back to move with it, and then it's like you're playing the harp. You're going to drag that hand along. Now look with your eyes. It's also an eye exercise. So you're going to roll, drag your hand across your chest, stroking your chest, following with your eyes, and keep your eyes focused on your fingertips. So they're extending out. And then you're going to follow, really follow with total focus, tips of your fingers as they glide back like you're closing a very big newspaper. Forwards. So you're going forwards, watch your fingertips, and then you're going to brush your hand up the inner side of your arm. It's nice. Likes that arm strokes, that kind of nice feeling of being stroked. Stroke your chest. Give yourself some love. Extend the arm out, following right to the end of the fingertips with your eye line, with your focus, and then gliding that arm back through space, noticing your hand in space. And we're going to go one more time. Can you just check in with your breathing? Are you allowing your breath to just flow in and out through your nose, preferably reaching away? Good, 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 good. Nice. Reach down, grab a hold of your ankle, and just take a little quad stretch. Reaching that thigh bone down. Try to really lift up through the front of your spine here. Front body is lifted and held. Good. Nice. And then release it. All you're going to do, you could just roll onto the other side to make it easier on yourself. I'm going to switch ends so I can see you guys. Yeah. So use this as a sort of active active rest exercise. You know, like I was saying before, like sometimes learning or allowing ourselves to really rest is important. And then you can do it with movement. It doesn't have to be static. It doesn't have to be all about sleep or meditating. It's more like a moving meditation. So follow your fingertips. Standing right to the end of the fingertips. Really see them with your eyes. Really see the fingertips as they travel back through space. To start again. Is your breath flowing nice and easily through your nose? Follow the fingers. Are you allowing your bones to just move without extra tension or effort? It's actually moving very efficiently. Just think about the bones are moving, the muscles will do it automatically. Last one here. Good. And then just grab a hold of your ankle bone or wherever you can. If you can't reach your ankle, it might be, you know, just kind of taking that thigh bone back without holding on. Might be the foot, might be the ankle. Preferably the ankle because it's stable. It's a stable structure, whereas the instep of your foot is kind of bendy. So lifting up through the front of the body here. Good. And release it. Lovely jubbly. Let's just go for a little hip stretch. Yeah. So come and sit. If you know this, the hip stretches that we do, the pigeons or this one, which we're going to do today, are not for you. You can, of course, you can always do the 1 foot crossing over the opposite thigh one. Yes. You can always go for that one. If you feel fine enough and flexy enough to go for this one, let's start before we do that in cross-legged and just stick a hand underneath the sitting bone. We're going to finish very soon. I know it's 11 already. A few more minutes. Sorry. And just take a couple of rocks and just notice your sitting bone in your hand. So notice the weight of your whole body is going down through these two bones, but you're focusing on one of them right now. And it's a very grounding thing also to be aware of your bones, the structure, the scaffolding of your body that holds you together. It's always there. Allow your fingers just to release and just notice, does my body feel a bit more grounded through that side? Other one. Find the sit bone. And then put your attention into your sitting bone. Into that hip. Put the hand on the belly and just allow the belly to fall backwards and fall forwards. Good. Release that sitting bone. Now, can you see if you could cross the legs over? I'm going to shuffle back a wee bit. Okay. Good. See if you can go for that position. It is not for everyone. It's not necessarily an easy position to get into. So don't beat yourself up if you can't get into it. You can go onto your back or you can go into a pigeon as well. Yes. Good. There. Yeah. Okay, and then just see if you can pour a little bit of your weight forwards into that stretch. Yeah, good. Keep your focus low so that you can bring it a little bit more into yourself. And just take a few breaths. Few breaths for you, no one else. And can you give yourself some kindness? Whatever you feel you need to nourish yourself this morning. And then can you extend that out to maybe someone else you can think of that's very easy to give. Even if you're feeling challenged by this stretch, it's a good practice, stretching. And then can you extend that out even into a bigger sphere, into the world? Even though you're feeling challenged. Good. Let's slowly, the legs. Bye, Sonia. And then just allow yourself to settle in the side. So it might feel completely different on this side. Really let those hips sink down like you did just before with the grounding exercise. And then pour your weight forwards a little bit into it. Can you relax even more into this? It feels maybe opposing to relax into challenge or relax into discomfort. Not something we all go for naturally, is it? Notice your sensations in your body. And see if you can breathe into them. 1 or 2 more breaths. Good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well done, everybody. Well done, you. I'm going to be doing a Wednesday class at 9:30, starting this week. Yes, good. So come and join me if you're around. Thank you, thank you.